Yeah!
Come on, lads.
What's going on, lads? My name is Oscar. I'm your host for this evening. Welcome to Top 4 Podcast. I am joined by AD, a Liverpool fan.
Bro, I've forgotten what it's like to win. Forgotten what it's like to score goals. Forgotten what it's like to play good. I think I've even forgotten what Virgil van Dijk looks like.
Oh my gosh. Oh no. You've forgotten the ponytail. Oh dear.
I mistook Reece Williams for him one time.
Okay. I'm also joined by a guy who started this season as a Man United fan. They started losing some games. He wasn't sure. He told us to wait till this week. What do we think? Robin, let us know what's going on.
You can see my title today.
Man United fan today. Oh, get out of here. Get out of here.
Get him out, bruv.
Get him out. Nah. Are you not going to introduce me properly?
What did you want to say? We're joined by Robinho, the legend. Normally we say what fan it is, but I can't say. I had to wait for you to tell me. Right, Manchester United fan today, Robinho. And lastly, we're joined by Arsenal fan, the man himself, David. What are you saying?
No, I'm all right, bruv. Ozil's gone. Yeah, we have no number 10s, bruv.
No number 10s. Even Jack Wilson's gone.
Nobody's going to take his number, bruv.
All right. We got our first comment already. Straight in there. B. Arsenal Gooner says, Happy Martin Luther King Day. Let's get these Geordies out of here. Now, speaking of Geordies, David, Arsenal are playing Newcastle United as we speak. The game has just kicked off. Salute to Footy Agendas as well. What do you think of the team sheet? I know the players that you don't really like are not in the side today. There's no Bellerin, there's no Willian, there's no Pepe. So how do you feel? How do you feel going into this game?
Hopefully we should do better than we've done in the past two games. Tierney's back, so our left side should be some nice crosses, nice balls in the box. And yeah, we just need to get Aubameyang in the game more. Smith Rowe needs to play a bit better. I think Crystal Palace, he was a bit higgy-hagger, but yeah, it should be 3 points now. But Newcastle's going to be dangerous. Wilson's in the thing, so but any mistakes at the back, boy, it's the long team.
Do you know what it is though? I'm lacking the midfield though. I'm seeing Xhaka, Partey, Emil Smith Rowe. Like this should be solid enough to keep a clean sheet, and it should be creative enough to bring something going forward. It looks like this is Arsenal's best team. What do you think?
But if we played like we played against Crystal Palace, just giving the ball away in midfield, and then man just bare counter attacking on us, bro.
Yeah,
the players are there to score, bro. We should have lost. We should have actually lost to Newcastle in the FA Cup, but boy, they missed their chances. So boy, if we're not careful, bro.
Newcastle switched it up. They've brought in Andy Carroll, Callum Wilson. They've got two up top. They need a win, innit? They just got beat by Sheffield United, who are clearly the worst team in the league. So they've got to fix it up.
In my opinion.
And we've got one more addition to the Top 4 Podcast. I'm joined by former Manchester United fan Ernie in the building.
Gang.
Okay. Now Ernie's here. We can get into the main event, the biggest game of the weekend. Manchester United versus Liverpool, or should I say Liverpool versus Manchester United, 0-0. Yeah, guys, what did you think? What did you think coming into this game? Because obviously it's the top two, it's the title winners versus the title challengers. AD, how did you feel drawing against Manchester United?
It was a bit tepid, really. I think I was expecting a big, massive, humongous performance. We've been in, it's no mistake, it's no, I don't even know what to say. But basically, everybody knows that we've been in bad form at the moment. And I just thought to myself, all the variables. We're playing Man United at Anfield. We're 3 points behind them, so it's a must-win game to sort of meet them at the top of the table. So all the factors I felt were in place for us to sort of have an explosive performance. And I think opening 20 minutes, I think we were okay. It wasn't necessarily at our ferocious best. We were okay, but yeah, man, it was just tepid towards the end. And I think for the first time in God knows when, 5 years maybe, we've drawn at Anfield, and I've said, you know what, let's live to fight another day.
No, I agree somewhat with Adrian, because Going to that game on Sunday, I was nervous. The whole build up, I was like, "Yo, this game's massive. We need to win here." Um, the first 20 minutes showed Liverpool's normal pressing, and we were being pressed hard. That McFred pivot will forever be the death of me, but we move. Following that, we sat down, we calmed down, and McTominay after the first 20 minutes actually performed very well, really. Fred, I think out of most of his games, he's normally the one that improves all right, but on Sunday, he had a stinker. Thiago was putting it on him. And then I feel like into the second half, we decided to actually turn up and switch up. The most annoying thing about that is that our front three plus Bruno and Pogba were just missing sitters and missing chances left, right, and centre. Because in reality, I feel like Man United should have won that game. Yes, Liverpool were pressing, but their front three had been firing blanks left, right, and centre. There was only one opportunity which Bobby Firmino had, and Maguire actually dealt with it quite well. Finally, I think that was Bruno's worst game that I've seen. Like literally throughout the whole time when he's been here. Minus the free kick, because I thought that was in. I thought that was a very just inches off wire, and then I thought Pogba had a great game. But the best people in that game were not Thiago, Luke Shaw and Fabinho. Those two put on a great performance. Even Luke Shaw dealing with Thiago, dealing with Salah, which I think he has the winning formula against Salah because Salah does not like playing against Luke Shaw. And it's another thing of, in hindsight, getting a point away at Anfield is great, but it felt like a loss, if that makes sense, and on Man United side, because we should have really won that game.
Ernest, what do you think about that? Do you feel like it's a point gained or 2 points dropped, considering you're still top of the league and it hasn't looked there in years?
It's only going to be 2 points dropped because we didn't have a shot on target until late in the second half, but we did well enough in the game to neutralize them. I think the biggest takeaway I got from the game was, I mean, there was a couple takeaways, but we kept a clean sheet, number one, at Anfield, but we also neutralized Liverpool's front three. Their front three hasn't been firing, of course, and I feel like we should have capitalized on it, considering they had two CMs at centre-back. But my biggest takeaway from the game was Man United took a big L not signing Fabinho, because he is absolutely elite. He is champagne footballer, man. He's so sick, bro. Like, man is a DM. This is what man needs to understand. He's a defensive midfielder who at Monaco was playing right back when was it Van der Veel? So one of their right backs was injured. He'd always slot in, and now he's playing centre back at Liverpool with no Van Dijk, keeping clean sheets. I think outside of Southampton, they've kept clean sheets with him or whatever. Mm-hmm. So it's not. Go on.
He's been one of the best centre backs in the league this season, and he's not a centre back.
And he's not a centre back.
That's crazy. That's actually crazy. Like, the fact that he's
easily him and Ruben Diaz for team of the season. Easily, they've been. Fabinho's just been incredible, and he was Liverpool's best player. Thiago had a couple minutes of just pure magic, but they didn't result to anything because, I mean, Thiago's game is more of a tempo specialist. He's Tony Cruz, but he's not gonna I think even one Norwegian journalist was saying today that my man had a whole season at Bayern or something crazy, like no assists or something like that. So he will create chances. He'll take advantage of space. But I like Thiago's performance. But I felt like Fabinho was easily their best player. Our best player by a street was Luke Shaw, and I cuss him every chance I get. But I still stick by what I say. Every time he's under threat in his position, he's just on judge. And for me, the two things he got right yesterday, which I always cuss him for, is his positioning and his covering of space. Because 1v1, he's not great, but his recovery is, because he's fast. He's like 6'2", and he's rapid in it, and he's built like a personal trainer. he's wham, bro. So like
Do you-
him versus like Salah, I thought I was a bit shook, but the point I've been making about Salah for years came to fruition. The brother is not a world-class football player. He's a world-class striker. He is elite at shooting and positioning in the final third. Dribbling, Higgy. Off the ball movement, Higgy. He's not got it, bro. So Luke Shaw, knowing that he, like, my man needs delivery, to really flourish, like it's easy. And I'm saying this as someone who was shook before the game, like Robin. I was shook, bro. I thought Salah's gonna eat him alive. As good, because the thing is, Luke Shaw's been on better form. He's not been great, but he's been on better form than he usually is. But I thought, yeah, Salah's gonna have him up. Because more time, Luke Shaw has good games when we play three at the back and he's third centre back.
Yeah,
but he was easily our best player.
Can I hazard a guess as to why that is? I think is it fair to say that Luke Shaw plays better when he's asked to sit a lot deeper, when he doesn't have that much space in behind him? Because
no, he's not good at left back. No, he's not good at left back.
It's because there's someone in the wings that if he messes up, he gets replaced. It's always been like this with Luke Shaw, really.
Well, it's very simple. That's more to do with his motivation. Obviously, with Tellez being signed, he knew he has to play or he's going to be out the side. But I mean, in terms of like tactically in a game, I feel like the games I've seen Luke Shaw play well is when United tend to be on the back foot. And if you notice this game, Liverpool continuously pushed United to where Shaw was on the edge of his own box a lot of the time dealing with Salah. Perhaps if he had to chase Salah in a foot race, he would have lost that race.
But this is what I'm saying. He's not good at left back. He's not. Don't let this fool you. Luke Shaw is not good at left back. The issue now is you're seeing the closest thing you're going to get to the Southampton Luke Shaw, who made sure he covered that left side. And so that's what I'm saying. 1v1, he's not great, but he made sure he followed Salah. It was the same thing Ander Herrera did with Hazard that day. Just chill with, man. Like, you know that meme that they were saying when your missus wants to go to the club with you. Just walk with her. He was with Salah all night. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like I have to respect him for that because he's a player I cuss all the time, and rightfully so. He has done well in terms of 90 minutes, and this is arguably his best 90 minutes since his leg break in like 2015. You see what I'm saying? So again, it shows you that potentially Oli has improved him, and also the added motivation of Tellez is coming. Tellez is not better than him. Don't get twisted. Tellez is not better than him. Yeah, exactly.
That's literally it.
Yeah, I was also going to say that I feel like what's so funny is that we're always crying about our back four, because when we all saw Bailey dropped, everyone's head was up in the air. It was like, what's happening here? But you got to big up Lindelof, because I thought Lindelof had a good game as well. I thought, that pairing actually dealt with the front three very well. Didn't see much about Wan-Bissaka, but our defense that night was fairly quiet. It literally was Rashford going offside so many times. Should have passed Cavani, and that could have been 1-0 in my opinion. Yes, it's not an easy thing to do, but I feel that was possible. And then everyone just firing blanks, really, at the front.
All right, let me read. All right, Ernest just dipped out. Let me read some of these comments, and then I can get what Adrian's take on it was. Bosslat Endo said Liverpool versus Man United is the most overhyped fixture in the Prem. Every season, Sky Sports gas it up. It always ends in a 0-0. He's also getting sick of Bobby and Salah. I mean, it is what it is. They're the two biggest teams in the country, trophy-wise. So it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
I said this. I say it's all when we ever go to Anfield, it's either Liverpool will win or it is a draw.
Yeah,
it always happens.
I mean, SW6 is the same thing. He called it will be a tight game. Footy Agenda said Dejan Lovren was sold and the his midfield presence is missed, and so is the aerial threat centre back. Liverpool are 18th in aerial duels this season. Wow, last season they were third. So clearly missing Van Dijk, missing Gomez, missing Matip, that kind of presence. Bosslat Endo said these players are flipping disgrace. Do they know what this fixture means to us Liverpool fans? How can you produce a performance like this in a must-win game? I'm not watching till CL returns. Adrian, what do you think about that? Are you as devastated in the way your players performed?
Footy Agenda actually took my point from me because I've been quiet about it and I didn't want to sort of be that guy. But the proof is in the pudding. Whenever you guys ask me who's Liverpool's most important player, it's Virgil van Dijk. And I think what we're seeing is that when you're playing players out of position, i.e. a Fabinho, Football Agenda is absolutely right. You're having to overcompensate and you're having to move things around. So I'll give you an example. Trent Alexander-Arnold, I thought was atrocious that game. He played like
he was terrible.
Awful.
Yeah, terrible.
I was watching Redman TV. They give him an 8 out of 10. I was like, smoking weed. What's going on?
Man, guys, Aubameyang was just Mr. Sitter, bro.
David, I was gonna call you. I thought let me not disturb.
Yeah. we're waiting for David to give us all updates on the Arsenal game. So Aubameyang has just hit the post from an open goal.
Oh my god!
Yeah. To be fair, it was an excellent move. Emil Smith-Rowe was cutting up Newcastle's defense. Saka plays the ball across the goal. It's at a bit of an angle, but he shoots across the goal, hits the post. It was an open goal though. He didn't have the keeper.
Hey, Smith-Rowe is cold, you know.
Yeah, man.
He's cold. He's cold.
He's cold. Yeah. We keep losing the ball. We're doing stupidness, losing the ball in midfield again.
Mm-hmm. I've been seeing that too because Newcastle have been in the game. It's not like Arsenal have been dominating from what I've seen.
So. But yeah, Adrian, you're talking about Trent.
Yeah, man. Like he's playing like Hosami these days. Like it's not good. But it's a spade at the moment. I think part of it is due to poor form. I'm going to attribute part of it as well due to COVID. And I also think a big part of it as well is due to the fact that
did he catch it?
Yeah. After the City game,
Oh yeah, he did.
And then Nico Williams coming for a couple games, and he's looking like Nico Williams at the moment, if I'm being honest. And truth be told, he knows that he can't be as adventurous as he normally is because Jordan Henderson isn't playing right centre mid where he's going to do the dog work for him and cover him. He's playing centre back, so I think. So I think that's a big issue. And also, I think with the forwards, if the wingers aren't giving them food, we're now having to, how can I put this? Almost like they need to make things happen by themselves because we know, obviously, Thiago's in there, but we know the midfield's not going to create for them. You've cut off the source from the fullbacks. They're not going to provide crosses for them. So how on God's green earth are Liverpool strikers gonna make things happen? Because let's be honest, Salah's not missing a low load of chances. Mane's not missing a low load of chances, and unfortunately, the chances are falling to Firmino. And guess what? Like Robin said, Liverpool had one chance. That's because Firmino's not clinical. Because if a clinical man, he had 3 opportunities that game where he could have put the ball in the net, but because he's so timid and he's so tame and he kicks the ball like a bad bee, it evaporates from my mind. He's not a killer. He's not a cold-blooded, unscrupulous, nasty SOB that's going to win league titles. Unfortunately,
and the thing is, I said to my boy yesterday, if Haaland plays number 9 for Liverpool, they score 2-0.
It's game over.
I don't get me wrong.
Okay, I've got a question for you because obviously you spoke about Luke Shaw blocking Salah for the majority of this game, but Salah's now been on a run of a couple games where he hasn't scored. Mane's having a low scoring season. Boss like Endo says, not going to lie, I'm getting sick of Salah. You know, he's been painful to watch since the 17-18 season. Ever since the news of him being unhappy came out, he's been shocking. Salah out and Mbappe in. Well, that seems like a dreamer's hope rather than realistically. Yeah, what do you think is the issue with Liverpool's forward line? You see most day front three in England. Why is it not working out?
I can't even do that swap on Football Manager, let alone real life. But I think realistically,
it's true.
In a nutshell, they are all in horrendous form, all of them across the boards, and I've not seen anything like this. But then I think to myself, Ox cost 35 to 40 million. Naby Keita 5 million. Minamino's there. Origi's there. Like, I'm not excusing the form in the slightest, But surely in the squad, and I suppose Diogo Jota was this guy, right? But surely in the squads, there's someone breathing fire underneath these guys, or there's somebody propping up these guys and helping them when they have fallen flat. Because let's call a spade, right? Mane, Salah, Firmino. This is a front line that's won us Champions Leagues, a Champions League, shall I say? You know, we've won the league with them. We've got a 97-point season with them. These guys have scored for us, you know, in the moments where it matters, when it matters most. Unfortunately, and quite rarely, it's coincided that they're all in bad form at the same time. Who in that Liverpool squad is going to take that man 0-1 and say, you know what, guys, I'm going to help you out? You see what I'm saying? I think Shaqiri actually had a decent game, and that's somebody that I've been calling for, and I think Klopp is seeing.
Did you?
No, he was right. So for instance, he was all right.
I don't know, bro.
It was different.
I don't know. I don't know. The thing about Shaqiri is that I think he tried to be an 8, and he got caught out a lot of the time, man.
Mm-hmm.
He tried it
because there was a Firmino chance where Shaqiri sort of out of the needle plays it in, Mane holds it up, lays it back to Firmino. Don't get me wrong, I think he tired towards the end, and ultimately Shaqiri isn't a great player. But I think in terms of what he tried to do, he tried to give us a different dimension. He tried to be creative. He tried to get in the pockets of space. I thought he did it right for what he did.
No. But my point is, he tried and failed, because ultimately, who was he marking? Was he on the left?
Wan-Bissaka.
Who was he dealing with for like the majority of the game?
He was supporting.
I want to say Tony. I want to say Martial.
Down the left. Yeah.
Bro, I felt like every time he touched the ball, like there were 2 red shirts on him, and there was not much creativity he could have.
He kept trying to get the ball into his left.
And at the same time, I felt like I feel like Martial, bar finishing,
he did a
was
job.
handling that left right. He'd done his job. He was on job. Like he was turning Robertson and Trent all night long. So, yeah, that's it really. I can't say anything about us defending wise, losing the ball wise. Really, even Luke Shaw dealing with Thiago.
Our forwards were defending well. It was our 2 worst players of the night. Absolute like bottom of the barrel gutter stuff were Fred and Bruno. And the thing is, this is the Bruno I see when he's not doing the judge thing. This is the Bruno I see regularly. Bruno misses the ball regularly. Like, it is bad. His judge is so strong. I even tweeted yesterday that you can't even say take Bruno off the pitch, because he might do something crazy. I'll never forget the game. The game I came to this conclusion was Crystal Palace away last season. The guy was terrible. I think his passing accuracy last night was like 64%, 67%. In 90 minutes, 67%? That is poor, bro. Yeah?
I remember that game, The Palace one.
Thank you, Oscar. But what happened that night? He got 2 assists.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah. That's what it's all about.
But you see, Bruno's impact overshadows a lot of his game, because even today, I was watching the Rio Ferdinand podcast. Shout out to Rio, because he had bare man on there. He had Stephen House.
Yeah, I like that.
It was sick, bro. And then they had Cams from Stoppage Time. Shout out to Cam. And Cam was saying the same thing. I was like, the Bruno in big games gets clocked, because when you're pamming the small teams, the level of IQ you have to have in terms of game management, in terms of keeping the ball, keeping your shape, Bruno doesn't have that. All he had to do was sit on Thiago. Thiago's not big. Thiago was not going to bully him, in my opinion. But he just let him just have grass. It was bare space. And I just felt like this is a game that I was shocked Oli took him off. I was very shocked he took him off, because more time, when Bruno's bad, he stays on the pitch. But he was bad. Bruno was bad. And then Fred. Oh, wow. Fred was pathetic. Yo, I even tweeted yesterday, the chasm between Thiago and Fred is an abomination. Fred was, and it's mad because, like Robin was saying, Scott is usually the bad one. McTominay is usually the one that I'm like, yeah, you're air. Fred has been decent for us. I think for like a 10-game stretch, we drew 2 games, we drew 2 and won the rest not because of him, but he was a big factor. Yesterday, I felt like, yeah, you can't start for us at the 6th position. We need a DM.
Can I ask you, man, a question? In the big games, Ollie tends to go for that Fred McTominay pivot duo. Yeah, those two. Do you think your midfield is capable enough to play just one of them in the bigger games?
No.
That's why I bantered on Twitter and I said literally Fred McTominay is one player. Reason why you genuinely can't play one without the other. Because if let's say McTominay was in there alone without no friends, his deficiencies are magnified tenfold, vice versa. That's why if it was up to me, would have been
I was going to say if it's up to me, I would have put Donny at the 6th. And then let Fred go up forward.
Is Donny a 6 though?
Is Donny a 6?
Donny can play 6. He can play 6, 8, and 10. So someone just to control the game.
I was shook when they said he might be coming on, because that press is mad.
Press is mad, but we need someone just to control the middle there, quite literally, and just see it out. Let Fred and Bruno go forward. Let Pogba do his thing as well. Pogba was actually quite quiet that game. He was doing good, but other than the chance,
I mean, it was on the wing to be fair to him.
No, I'm saying other than the chances.
Was sick yesterday.
No, I'm saying other than chances, I didn't feel like he was. Not saying he wasn't doing his job, but was there. That makes sense because a lot of the play was happening in the middle on the right. Per se, they're much more on the left because Liverpool were trying to avoid the left because of Luke Shaw. So they was always dragging it into the middle into the right. So when it got to Pogba, yes, Pogba was doing his thing and he was trying and should have had a goal, but I don't think he was like a main focal point of the game. If that makes sense.
Nah, he was just a competent part of our midfield.
Yeah,
especially when you compare it to Bruno.
I think a player that you haven't mentioned that I felt was a bit of a buzzkill for Man United going forward was Marcus Rashford. I felt like there were so many times where you would play a ball out wide and he was offside in the first half, and in the second half there was obviously that huge chance where he has the opportunity to play in Cavani. Fabinho does brilliantly to ruin the attack, but I felt like he was himself yesterday, and it cost United a little bit.
I'll be honest. I have a very different take on Rashford's thing, because
the offside. One of them was not offside. I will say that.
One of them was not offside. Number one, and number two, I think Rashford struggled with the reality that genuinely, Luke Shaw struggles to pass. Like his thing is. Do you know his Adrian? I just don't think up here he knows what to do when he gets to the final third. I feel like he gets to the position that he feels like he should be in to draw a foul. I looked at the stats today.
Or cross.
He drew the most fouls for our team because he wants to get to the byline and win a set piece. And for me, it's not the worst idea in the world. It's just if you had tech on you where you could cross or you could see an incisive pass to make. Like, you see what Robertson done? Robertson goes to the 18-yard box and just fizzes a pass. Like, it's quick. You know it's coming and you know you can't stop it.
Or if that's not there, keep your shoulder, make half a yard and get the ball in that way.
And if Luke Shaw could add that to his game, he would genuinely be like top 2 left backs in England. If he could,
I definitely agree with you're saying. Luke Shaw going forward, I saw there was so many times he just ran into players, and like you're saying, he wanted to win the foul. But what does that have to do with Rashford, who's playing on the other side? Are you expecting cross-forward passes?
No. My point is Rashford is 23, innit? He is still gung ho, but he's also getting to the point where I think this season, as much as he hasn't been scoring, I think Rashford is showing a bit more maturity in his forward play, where he's actually trying to what's the word? He's trying to play the offside thing a bit better. So he's trying to time his runs better. But I think yesterday what happened was a lot of the time that he's waiting for the ball, man are just doing wedding strolls and just not giving the ball, releasing the ball in time. And I think it's for me it's more of that than Rashford was like a op. You know them ones. I feel like he should have passed to Cavani. but I don't think that was the main thing he did wrong, in my opinion. That's just my take.
Okay, that's fair enough. Abdi065 said, literally this time last year, we lost to Liverpool at Anfield. We were 3-0 points. Is that 30 points? Yeah, 30 points behind them. And we're languishing in 8th place. Fast forward a year, we're now above them, top of the league. Yeah, it's funny how things change. He also says, got to respect Ollie. The way he's turned it around has been amazing. We haven't lost an away game in a calendar year. And then lastly, he said that he predicted that you get 4 points from Burgess Park, which is Turf Moor, and Wanfield, which is obviously Anfield. Yeah, I mean, I can't. If I was a United fan, I couldn't be too unhappy. You're sitting pretty at the top of the league. Obviously, City bearing down your neck now, but it's a good result, man. Good result.
You know, it is. Context.
Go on, Adrian.
I was gonna say, I think it's the context. I think if you say Liverpool unbeaten at home in 4 years, etc. and so forth, to go there and get a point was pretty at the top of the league. Great stuff. But Liverpool have been atrocious since the turn of the year. Awful. Yeah. We're playing two centre backs. We're playing two centre mids at centre back. Our front three are firing blanks. If you're gonna beat Liverpool, now was the time. I really consider the facts that obviously Bruno had his chance, Pogba had his chance. Rashford should have done a lot better. Personally, if you don't play in Cavani, you have to score. You have to shoot yourself. He did neither in the end. So I think when you sort of factor in all of those things, if I'm a United fan, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, what more did we have to do to win that game?
I definitely hear you.
We should have created more chances in the first half.
Yeah.
We lost the game not because of Bruno or Fred. We lost because we didn't create and convert. As always, if you don't take your chances in the Prem, you will regret it. Because, like I said it a couple weeks ago, we need to beat Liverpool, like for confidence sake and for the next fixtures. Because, like you lot said, City have woken up with no striker. They've woken up. Jesus and Aguero are in current form are not going to take them to the Premier League title as their focal point. So they're having to score goals from elsewhere. And the next couple of fixtures, I think after Villa, it's looking nice for them.
Plain sailing, man.
It's nice. Yes,
I'm saying West Brom away.
Yeah, like I'm shook because Gundogan is now just a goal scorer.
Look at Gundogan.
And Ruben Diaz has easily been the best signing of the season. He is wavy, man. Like them man have dropped Laporte, guys. Like it's no joke.
Yeah.
So for me, so for me, I look at United's lack of like incisiveness, and it's gonna hurt us, man. Because I don't think we're gonna win the league. But put yourself as high as you can, because like them man were 33 points on top of us. We've been able to close the gap in January, but Europa League is coming, and injuries could potentially come, potentially COVID. Like, take as many points as possible, bro. So yesterday I was pissed. Same way I was pissed that we didn't beat City in the Old Trafford game in the 0-0. I was like, bro, we should have beaten City that day. And those are different conversations as to why we're not winning the top six. But for the sake of like to get a job done, we should have done it, man.
That's four extra points from your point of view as well.
Yeah, but interesting time to be a Man United fan. Abdi065 said, I haven't celebrated a United goal like Pogba's against Burnley. That goal was amazing. So, Robin, Ernest, how are you feeling? Are you Man United fans now or what? Like, can we call you part of the camp or not?
Not until we win the league.
It's January 18th. Top of the league.
Hold on.
It can't be.
I've been consistent for years.
No, you have. Yeah, you have, to be fair.
No, but you can't,
for years.
There are
bigger reasons at work. No, but there are bigger reasons at work that it's taking us this long to be this good. So I'm not with just the form for the sake of the form. So man should just gas.
But are you gonna celebrate the trophy though? You're gonna like
shameless FC.
Hey, you're not allowed, bruv.
Scummy.
I'm allowed.
You're not allowed.
I'm allowed. I'm allowed.
Family.
No, because hold on. What should I just accept that we signed Donny van de Beek and he's not playing as a fan? Should I just accept that?
No,
Should I just accept the fact that? Should I just accept the fact that Man United have flopped on so many target signings? We couldn't even sign Moises Caicedo. He might be going to Brighton. So should I just be a fan and accept that? No, that's wrong. This team. Thank you, Adrian. Exactly. How many signings should we have made? Say that again.
You must have looked at it and said, "No, it's a bit funny. He's not right."
Bro, it is 5 M's. It is 5 M's. You spent 50 million on Daniel James.
I know. I mean,
The way I heard that is that because apparently when United came knocking for Moises Caicedo, so many people were trying to represent him that United got confused and it looked messy. That's what I've been hearing. I'm not saying that that's true.
That's even worse.
Hey,
That's what I heard.
guys, Anthony 05 says, Ernest, you are a disgrace to your club. You're not a Man United fan. You're a glory hunter. Go support PSG. We are a club of class.
Listen. Allez les bleus. Allez les bleus.
Disgrace.
No, United. Oh, we can talk about ages about United and its calamities.
No, Robert,
they
don't understand.
Every fan is frustrated with their club at different points. Look at the Arsenal fans. Look at the Arsenal fans and what they're going through.
When you have a Ferrari,
covering his face.
when you have a Ferrari and you're riding through the ends and you're driving through the park instead of on the main roads, then I'm not about that life. Manchester United have the resources and the network to still be the biggest club in England, and they've chosen not to be. So I'm not with it. I'm not with it at all. I'm not with it at all, bro. Like, it just doesn't make sense. We were playing Fellaini. Bro, I was looking at some of the Liverpool highlights. We were playing Fellaini at number 9 in certain games. Manchester United. And you want me to just support for the sake of support. Man.
A little bit later, we're going to talk certain United legend, but I've seen a lot of highlights on the Twitter sphere this week about old Man United teams. I'm thinking, blood, how on earth have United fielded such teams with flipping Fellaini and Januzaj? And it's been a mad ride. It's been a bumpy ride.
You can even go back to 1 year ago. Quite literally.
Abdi said, Ernest is my guy, though. Come on. This is the best we've been for 8 years. Enjoy the moment.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not going to enjoy the moment. Do you know why? We finished second, 19 points behind Man City. If we finish second closer to the top team, then I'll be like, okay, that's something to make noise about. Manchester United fans need to relax, bro. Because if City come to Old Trafford in the league, if we go to the Etihad and play City like they did at Old Trafford, and Europa League has affected us, and all these different factors have affected us, and we're not in this position to chat anymore, I'm going to be the one laughing at you lot because you were chatting too much. I'm
not going to lie, guys. Yesterday, I had tweets in my drafts ready for if Liverpool won this game. I was ready to bury United. I was ready. I was so ready.
Bring them up again in May.
I had both of them because obviously, if Liverpool lose at home, I've got that pack ready as well. Don't you worry, lady. So I've got both. I've got both.
But yeah, if I'm going to say this, it's nice to be at the top because we haven't been here forever, and it's nice to sit at the top after the end of a game week. I will say that it's a nice feeling, and we have to sit back in this reality. We are only halfway now. We're going into game 18s, 19s now. We're only halfway through the league. We've got 18 games to go. That is a lot of points. If we're still in this position come March, April, then there's something to go for it. But right now we're on top, but we're only top by 2 points. And City have a game in hand. If they win that game in hand and we lose, guess what? They go top. So
Robin, you know how funny the table's going to look when everyone's played their game in hand? It's going to look hilarious, bro. I heard Everton might be in the top 4 or something like that, and they knock Liverpool out.
Everton have a game in hand over Liverpool, so if they were to win that, Liverpool would be 5th. How crazy is that?
Yeah, Aston Villa have 3 games in hand. If they win there, they go third.
Insane.
Look at that.
Insane. Let me get through the last comments about the game. Footy Agendas has put a comment twice. He wants us to read it out so bad. Firmino can't score. Creeling. What world do you start him ahead of Rooney when the team's main offense is crossing? 6 G's in the last 45 games. 6 goals in the last 45 games. Hashtag bring back Andy Carroll. Well, Andy Carroll's only scored 1 goal since returning to Newcastle, so that has to be better. Last couple comments. Bossler Endo said the way Man United fans moved after that Burnley win, you'd have thought they won the league. These men are starving. 21. My whole timeline was 21. I couldn't escape the 21. But boy, Bossler Endo says Liverpool might be 6th soon. I wanted to. Is there any more that you guys have to say on this game? Or
I have a lot to say, but I don't want it to be a United podcast.
I hear that. Okay, quickly, David. How is the first half going of the Arsenal Newcastle game? B Arsenal Guna said, "Oh, that's all." I meant to put up another one. David, how's the game going?
Snooze fest, bro. Flip
Is it,
bro?
I've just seen another Mesut.
Shower of crap, bro. Same thing again. It's Crystal Palace, bro.
The Arsenal Guna said, who do Newcastle think they are? They have 3 strikers in their 11 at the Emirates. Well, I think the Newcastle thinking is they've just lost to Sheffield United. They need a bounce-back win. They came in the FA Cup to the Emirates and they drew in the 90 minutes, obviously getting beaten in extra time. But I feel like they feel that, Steve Bruce is like, the fans are going to want to perform this today. If they don't win, they need to do something to shake things up because how you getting beat by Sheffield United? They haven't won a game all season, sorry. So they've gone with Callum Wilson, they've gone with Andy Carroll, they've gone with Joe Linton. We'll see. They're not creating chances though, David. It's all Arsenal from what I'm seeing.
Nope. And we can't even get a shot on target apart from Aubameyang. Keep losing the boy in midfield. Final ball's a load of crap. Where one guy's open, the winger's open, and they're playing the ball late. It's just all long, bro.
It's not great. Yeah. So from what I've seen, the only player that looks like he's got the spark about him is Emil Smith-Rowe. But we'll keep posted on that one. What's that? Endo said, "Who the hell watches Arsenal versus Newcastle on a Monday night?" That's dry. I think Arsenal fans are watching it. Arsenal fans and Newcastle fans. I've got one eye on it, but obviously, I'm here to talk football. So moving on from the Liverpool-Manchester United game, there was another Manchester United topic I did want to talk on. Mandem, a legend of the game, Wayne has retired professional football. Robin, how do you feel about Wayne Rooney's career? What does he mean to you as a Man United legend? Yeah, talk to her.
If you know Manchester United as a child growing up, there's very few names that you think about. You think about Roy Keane, you think about David Beckham, you think about Cristiano Ronaldo. You think about Wayne Rooney. As much as he was towards the end, like an enemy of progress, his whole career and his whole rise frame from being a 17, 18-year-old from Everton to coming to win multiple Premier League titles, the Champions League, Club World Cup, he will, and deservedly so, will be a Manchester United legend. Yes, Wayne Rooney is a Scouser, but he's an Evertonian. And he hates Liverpool.
He's not yours, Endo. Not yours.
But yeah, in terms of the Premier League and in terms of even being in Europe, will go down as one of the legends of the game, and deservedly so.
Yeah, man. I think you got to take your hat off to him. All-time Man United top goal scorer, all-time England top goal scorer, top 5 goals and assists in the Premier League history, like top 5 in both categories, just proves that he was such a good creator as well as a good goal scorer. I think some people felt like when he first burst onto the scene, he was something we've never seen in English football before. He was a mix of like a Gascoigne and an Owen into one. And he was just this pacey, incredible, dangerous striker. Then after, obviously, the pace kind of left him, he became a much better creator as well, passing. Fergie ended up playing him in central midfield towards the end of his career. And, bro, I don't think anyone could have a bad thing to say about this guy. He was He was top quality, an absolute legend of the game. What do you think, Ernest?
I think there's bad things to say about Rooney, but there's bad things to say about a lot of players. But I think that because I think like the whole question of like where does Rooney sit in like the legends in football? Because at United he's a legend. Like there's no denying, like you can't deny the top goal scorer at the club. But I think when it comes to world football, I think that he had glaring holes that we put certain man in the elite, and you wouldn't put Rooney in that category. Because even if you want to take it to the Prem,
what is that elite? Can you say the players that he's not amongst?
Even if you want, well, I want to go to the attributes first. If you want to talk about like Rooney the player, Rooney's never won a Golden Boot in England. That's crazy, because we know what Rooney's ability is. My issue with Rooney, in short, my issue with Rooney is that I don't think he ever fulfilled his potential. In terms of a season by season basis, I think he should have been better than a lot of the guys. Around his. So for example, no, I'm not here for sentiment. I think Rooney is an absolute Manchester United legend. But I think that when I look at games we needed to win in Europe, games we needed to win when it came to winning the league, I can't call Rooney like one of the like god level elite players. He was elite for us in England.
Explain to me the games that you needed to win in Europe, but Rooney didn't turn up. I can remember a Champions League final where Barcelona had a far superior team to you, and he scores. I remember a Champions League semi-final where you played against Chelsea and he scores at Stamford Bridge. So those are just off the top of my head.
Do you remember 2011, our Champions League campaign in the group stage, where we just signed Ashley Young? We just signed Ashley Young, and we got knocked out by Shaqiri and them man in Basel.
Yes, yeah.
Also, the fact that I think Ferguson knew this and didn't trust him as an all-out goal scorer after Berbatov and them were proven to not be that guy. Because why should you sign Van Persie if you have Rooney and Berba? Why should you sign him? Because you know that
was Rooney never the main man at United?
He was, but we never won the league when he was.
Oh, that's nice.
Thank you, David. And the thing is, when you look at Rooney, as far as the praise he gets praise mostly for being a number 9. And my issue is he was not Van Nistelrooy. And that's crucial, because at Manchester United, number 9s are rated as you have to look at Andy Cole. You have to look at Van Nistelrooy. Can I put Rooney in that category? I can't. His highest tally for Man United was 29 goals, and we didn't win the league that year.
But that's not Rooney's fault that you didn't win the league, because like you said earlier, you mentioned that Rooney's never won a Golden Boot for United, which is true. But like you said, in that same season, Rooney scored more goals than various other Golden Boot winners in before and after. Do you know what I mean? So
he scored. Say that again.
In that 2010 season is the one you're talking about, where Chelsea won the league. That's Rooney's best goal scoring season. In that season, he scored more goals than Golden Boot winners the years prior and after.
Yeah, how old were those Golden Boot winners?
What do you mean? What does that have to do with anything?
No, because you're saying he scored more goals than other Golden Boot winners, but he didn't win the Golden Boot. So what does that mean?
What I'm saying is, like, when someone like Anelka wins the Golden Boot, scoring 20 goals, Rooney's had a season where he scored more. Like that, it's not necessarily.
So then the question is, why didn't he win the Golden Boot?
Because just that year, Drogba scored more.
No, but I'm saying to you that every year he's been the main man, he did not win the Golden Boot. So why?
Yeah, I mean,
and this is not exactly Arsenal Guna. He's an all-rounder, so I think he should be judged as an all-rounder. I don't think he should be judged as a number 9 or a 10. I think he should be judged as an all-rounder, because if there's one thing I've got against Rooney, is that I feel like maybe it's even against Ferguson. I feel like Rooney was not trained to hone in that one position. Like, if you're going to be a number 9, then we need you for that position. If you're going to be a 10, then be the 10. Because the reason we had issues with Rooney towards the end was Ferguson had a plan to sign Robin van Persie, and guess who we signed to play number 10 that year? Shinji Kagawa. Why couldn't Kagawa play number 10 that year? Because of Wayne Rooney. He had to play left mid. Shinji Kagawa was tearing it up for Dortmund the year before with Jurgen Klopp. So, and you're talking 2012-13 season. Dortmund had just won the league the year before with Kagawa in midfield. So my thing is, if you're asking me about Wayne Rooney, then let's discuss him as a football player. He was a jack of all trades. If you're asking me about Rooney as a number 9, no, I'm not having him. Not over Bear Man. I'm not having him over Bear Man. Because the Manchester, because when you look at the Manchester United number 9s we've had, bruv, do you remember Dwight York and Andy Cole's performance in the new camp? 2 number 9s. Do you see what I'm saying?
Do you think?
Go on, AD.
I'll let you finish. And ask you a question.
So yeah. So what I'm saying is, I think that my issue with Rooney's praise is he's judged as a 9. And Rooney as a 9, I think he's a good 8 out of 10. But when you're talking elites, when you're talking the 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 number 9s, he's not there.
Okay.
He's not there.
I guess your main issue.
My issue is he's judged like that. That is my issue.
I don't know. That's a fair point to make. But when I was talking about him, when Robin was talking about him, none of us mentioned the word 9. We spoke about what he's done for United and what he's done for England. So,
but most of the things you praised him on was goals.
No, I said top 5 goals and top 5 assists in Premier League history.
No, you said he's top goal scorer for Man United, top goal scorer for England. Yeah, and I'm saying
that's just what he is, though. That's not me saying he's a 9.
No. But I'm saying, for example, who would you say has had a better career up front, Aguero or Rooney?
Up front, you'd have to say Aguero.
Why?
He scored more goals.
He scored more goals.
Minutes to games with the injury record he's had. Aguero's clapping. I know if I put 2011 to 2014 Aguero, like, bro, he was lethal.
Insane.
Rooney's peak was when Rooney was losing his hair, and we had the V kit.
Black
with
10.
Rooney. You see that Rooney? You see 2010. Thank you. 2010 Rooney. I wish 2010 Rooney had been around for a lot longer. I wish that guy. You see that guy?
But
I wish he'd been around for longer.
Remember before that, he was sharing goals with Ronaldo and Tevez.
And
so
but
the burden wasn't on him to score as many.
But it goes back to my point. Rooney was too happy to be a supporting player more than because, bruv. Let's not pretend. Let's not pretend that Ronaldo was better than Rooney when they were both there. When Rooney first came, Rooney's first game was a hat-trick against Fenerbahce in Europe. Wednesday night.
Rooney definitely peaked
Ronaldo didn't bust. Ronaldo came in 03. Ronaldo didn't bust till like 05, 06. Rooney was hot the minute he came. Rooney went to Anfield, went to the Kop and did that.
That's your phones at him.
This is what I need to understand. Ronaldo wasn't on that. And my biggest issue with Rooney is that the Rooney that people see and the Rooney that ends up being the one that is talked about as if that guy in 2010 was the guy throughout his career. And that's not the case. That is not the case. And what pisses me off is that Rooney was better than that. So for me, I always look at Rooney with regret because I'm like, the guy was better than what his output when he was there. He was much better than his output. Go on.
But I suppose because I don't see when Rooney as an out-and-out striker for the things that you've said, but I think just generally as the footballer that he was, and the meteoric rise, like he lived the whole. What did they say from jumpers to goalpost thing, where it's like he's kicking ball with his mates at 16 1 minute, scoring goals for Everton. So do you think then that when Oscar reels off his accolades, top goal scorer in an illustrious club like Man United's history, top goal scorer for England, top 2 or top 3 in goals and assists in Premier League history. So for you to then turn around and say he didn't live up to his potential, isn't that not just a compliment to Wayne Rooney? Because he had
no, it is. It is, but I'll always look at Rooney and think to myself, you should be closer to Alan Shearer than you are in the Prem.
Okay. Yeah.
You should be close. Like what Man see, you see what Jose's done with Harry Kane now? That's Wayne Rooney. And Wayne Rooney is miles better than Harry Kane. From a creative perspective, from the finishing, in terms of the types of finishes that he scores, Rooney could do it all.
Yeah, of course.
And for me, I look at Aguero, and the reason why I ask about Aguero is that I think that Aguero's numbers for City are in less games than Rooney. Do you see what I'm saying? So Rooney's in danger of being a longevity merchant.
Yeah. I mean,
to what point though?
Say that again.
But to what point? Because it was from 05 till maybe 2014. It was good.
But Adrian, he was here till 2017. From 04.
I mean,
04 to 2017.
And this is the context you have to look at it. He came in 04. Man was playing when I think wasn't Duncan Ferguson still at Everton?
Yeah.
Rooney broke through at 16. We're talking about 21-year-olds, like young talents. He's 16, had 5 years on that. You know what I mean? By the time he was at Man United, he was still a kid.
And people want to talk about generational talents. He is one of the original generational talents. And for me, I'll always look at Rooney as what people consider Mbappe now. Like people are talking about Mbappe, like this guy's gonna be as good as R9. I look at Rooney that way, and guys, I swear, I wish he touched his potential. Like Rooney was wavy.
So is your issue he's not where Ronaldo and Messi are essentially?
So my thing is, you look at Messi and Ronaldo now as the tier 1, like ultimate A1 dons.
Yeah, deluxe.
Where does Rooney sit? Is he in tier 2 or tier 3?
Tier 2. Wow, when you look at
how
holistically throughout his career, based on his ability, what he was able to produce, what he won.
Because tier 2 is Van Nistelrooy.
Yeah. What if Van Nistelrooy's in tier 2? Yeah, Rooney's in tier 2.
Rooney's in the same league as Van Nistelrooy.
I can't call Van Nistelrooy a better player. Who's a better striker.
Because Van Nistelrooy's peak of scoring many goals didn't last that long, whereas Rooney's peak of being the guy he was a longer period.
Rooney was deep, bro.
You don't think Rooney's peak was stretched over periods of like moments rather than a 3-4 year period?
Well, you talk about 2010 in his best year, and then you talk about him. Okay, that's fair. You talk about him bursting onto the scene and scoring a hat trick on his debut when he joined Man United. That's a long period of time apart.
It's a long time. But what I'm saying is, when you talk about like your tier 1 guys, I look at like elite players, yeah, and I look at them in terms of the periods of time where they have consistently been in the conversation. So do you remember when like Suarez came in and Suarez wasn't great first 2 seasons? Then his 3rd season, 4th season, he just became top 3 strikers in Europe.
Yeah.
Same as Falcao. Falcao went to Atletico, and there was a solid 3-year period where he was the guy. I can't say that for Rooney.
Okay.
And so what I'm saying is it as clear as day that he's tier 2? I don't think it's clear.
Footy Agenda says tier 2 is Kaká, Modric, Iniesta, Eto'o, Ribéry, Rooney. Suarez is not touching that. His level. Sorry, Rooney is not touching that. His level is tier 3. Yeah, I'm not having that.
No, we really comfortably sits in there.
Rooney's with
Yeah,
them.
I agree. I think
Rooney's
Rooney,
in that caliber.
if we're
That's
judging
when I'm not
him,
there.
like you said, if we're judging him of his all-round game and what he's done, he's
Yeah.
comfortably tier 2. Because I think you're judging him as a number 9. If you judge him as a number 9, and what you're trying to say, then you put him in tier 3. Then I would agree with it.
And the thing that I think is missed, yeah, a lot of the peak number 9s, like you're saying, Ruud van Nistelrooy, they were peak for about 5 years at that level, whereas Rooney was a top talent across the board for a longer time.
No, but my point is you can't box Rooney, and that's the issue. You can box all of these guys. These guys played in particular positions and mastered those positions,
No, but
and that is my issue.
Okay.
But the thing is that wasn't necessarily a Rooney issue. That's more of a Fergie issue because Fergie was like, this guy is so good. Wherever I play him, I know he's going to give me a certain level of consistency. I can afford to play him as a 10, drop him deeper, play him CM for a season if I fancy it.
But that's if you're looking at it from if you're looking at it from a managerial perspective. I'm always going to want my players to be able to play where I put them.
Yeah.
But when you're Wayne Rooney, what did Wayne Rooney want?
To do the best for the team.
I don't know. I don't know if I can say that with my chest. The only thing that I can give credence to is the fact that Rio said today, Ferdinand said today that Rooney really believed he could play every position. Whether that meant that he wanted to play every position is a different conversation. Because to me, Rooney was a forward. But Rooney to me did not master any one position to where I think his best. I think the where he had the most of the best of his abilities was finishing. Clearly, the guy is elite finisher. When I look at go on.
Now finish off. I wanted to wrap up the Rooney topic. I'll finish off.
Okay. So when I look at what's it called, creativity, then that was where he was second best. But I think that the issue with boss like Endo's not with what he's saying, but everyone else there was a master at mostly one thing. And I think Rooney, for me, ran himself a bit too thin trying to do everything, even post Fergie, because when Van Gaal was there, he played CM.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? And so for me, I don't know how easily we can say he's tier 2. If he is, I'm willing to concede today. I just feel like when I look at everyone else in there, Iniesta is the best number 8 midfielder I have ever seen with my 2 eyes. He is the best. Eto'o.
But I would say Iniesta's tier 1.
And you see, Robin, this is my issue. So when men are saying that Rooney can sit here comfortably, I am not as quick.
But the reason is because Forty just said Iniesta's tier 2. I was like, he's better than that. I feel like so in that list, in Leicester, I could say Kaká's tier 1, Luka Modric tier 2, Iniesta tier 1, Eto'o 2 trebles, did his thing at Barcelona, Inter Milan tier 1, Frank Ribery. Is Leicester, that's what I'm saying. I think tier 1. I'm saying
Ribery's not.
I would say I love Eto'o.
As much as I think Kaká was world class, I do think
Adrian said, is he on the same level as Ronaldo and Messi?
But I thought, but those two are always an anomaly. You can't compare those two. That's unfair. That is very unfair.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfair. It's unfair. You can slide certain players in there. I think it's a very, very interesting debate that we're having. We've got a lot of comments coming through. Yeah, Abd065 said, this earnest guy is talking for the sake of it now. You have no legs to stand on. Appreciate what Rooney did for us. Top scorer for club and country. Allow it. Legend. SW6 says Rooney was sick, man. Top player. All them number 9s don't matter. I scored 250 goals. They can't chat to Rooney. Scorer of great goals. Amazing talent. Body just run down near the end. Legend. Ernest, you're being harsh. Boss like Endo said, oh man, finished secondary school and said really tough Arsenal. which is hilarious. SW6X London said it's like dissing Giggs. His numbers are terrible when you look at how he was there, but you can't deny what he's done. I can't lie. If we were talking about Giggs, I'd have a whole lot more to say. But,
Why do you have a lot more to say about Giggs?
Because he's from Germany.
Yeah, because I think Rooney done more in the years after his peak.
But Giggs played his position. He played left mid. He created chances. So why do you have more to say about Giggs?
Because he was not tier 1, Giggs. He's not tier 1 or tier 2 in my opinion.
No, but you know what it is? I don't even want to get into it, but Giggs was the perfect reason why I have a leg to stand on. But I'm not going to say nothing.
Fair enough. Based on what you're saying, that does make sense. Footy Agenda says Eto'o treble winner, best African striker. Suarez took Uruguay along with Forlan to a World Cup semi. Dodgy hands involved in that one. Treble winner, and he'd done it in 3 leagues. Kaká, Modric were Ballon d'Or winners. Yes, that's true. That is very, very true.
I
was waiting for it.
I was waiting.
I was just like,
Is he back, David?
my blood clot, young cuz. Are you mad?
Well, Arsenal 1-0 up, yeah?
1-0, bro. Yeah, do the dance.
Oh, naughty finish.
What's this celebration, bro?
Naughty finish. He's back with the flip. All right, Arsenal 1-0 up in that game. The second half has just got underway. Aubameyang back in the goals. That's two in 2 weeks.
Aubameyang has been waiting for a ball like this for time, bro. The midfield were taking the mick, bro.
Hey, that turn and pass from Partey was naughty.
Oh, Partey.
He's been waiting for this the whole game, bro. The guy's open field, bro.
That's what good players do, isn't it?
Oh, the pass from Partey. Wow.
The turn, yeah, bro. He sends him to the park, bro. It's mad.
What a finish as well. What a finish.
Wide open.
what a finish. At the same time, keeper should be saving that. I can't lie.
Nice.
Yeah, he's on the floor. He slipped. Carl Darla slipped. No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, keeper should save that still. I can't lie.
All right. Let's get back onto the football. Okay, Arsenal winning 1-0. We were talking about the league leaders, Liverpool and Manchester United. The one chasing them is Manchester City. They beat Palace 4-0. John Stones, obviously, he looks like he's having a resurgence in his career. He scored twice, as well as keeping another clean sheet. And how fearful are you of Pep Guardiola's team this season?
Bro,
we all know City what they can do. If they can sniff the title league, they will try and chase you down, and they will give you the run for your money until the very end. And that's why you need to accumulate as much points as possible. That's what I was saying yesterday. After we drew, I said this is a massive boost for City because they've seen Liverpool and United drop points, and they know they can get at them.
They were
City,
salivating.
Yeah, you can never ever count City out. I feel like this title race, if there is one we can say now, is going to be very interesting on who wins. I don't know who wins now anymore. I don't know who wins the league. But yeah, you just need to always, you can never ever count City until the end.
I'm with you, unfortunately.
My money is Manchester City just because I want to see any of you lot smiling in May. That's just point blank what it is. I don't want none of you guys to be happy. So I want Man City win the league. SW6 says Gundogan, one underrated player, been on fire this season, adding some spectacular goals to his game as well. City,
injuries.
They've struggled against Palace in recent years. And I thought maybe this could have been another one of those hiccup games for them because, again, they lined up with Jesus up front, and Jesus is just a bit, he's not finding the net pretty much, he's not figuring out a way to score. But luckily, De Bruyne is on form, Gundogan's on form. They even left Foden out the side, and Pep Guardiola has got this thing where you can't predict what team he's going to play. Like he didn't start Cancelo, who's been on fire for them this season. He brought him on and played him in midfield. Sterling comes on, scores a free kick, which was insane. And I think we should be worried. Like if you're thinking your team is looking to take this title, City have, you said Liverpool have started this year very poorly. City have started this year excellently, and they've got another game in midweek, which is a winnable game, I think, against Aston Villa. And if they win that, boy, it's looking like they're the ones we have to chase. SW6 X London says no Zaha, no party. So no party.
I disagree, man. I looked at Roy Hodgson there. Yeah? I said, bruv, you're like 100 years old, and you're traveling up to Manchester in your old age in this cold for what? That Palace team is on his last legs with him, in my opinion. They need to get a new coach. As much as he's kept them here, he's not going to do any better with them. Palace have been poor this year. They've been really bad this year, and I don't think they're going to improve immensely with Hodgson.
But the thing with Palace is they're doing what they need to do. They're not getting sucked into that relegation battle. They're just there, and I think it all depends. It all depends on how ambitious you are or how greedy you are. You know, with these teams in the middle of the league, they often get to this point where they're like, this manager's not going to get us into Europe. They're not going to get us here, so we may as well get rid of them. And then before you know it, you find yourself at the bottom of the table fighting a relegation battle that you really shouldn't be in. Right now, we're watching Newcastle against Arsenal. If they lose today, they're right in it. Brighton just beat Leeds United. Flipping West Brom got a win at Wolves.
That was a big 3 points for West Brom.
Bam, it's nuts at the bottom. Palace don't want to be nowhere near the bottom, and right now they're not. So does that mean we go to Arsenal and nick a point, and then we go to Man City and get beat? Fair enough. I mean, were they ever expecting to win that game? Maybe, but
they weren't great in either game. Is my point.
Yeah, you're right.
They were not great against Arsenal. Like all of those final third passes were pathetic.
Yeah.
And Benteke himself was. That's all I need to say.
Well, they've got three strikers that can't score. They've got Ayew, Benteke, and Batshuayi, and then they've got Zaha and Eze, who you're just hoping they can find the connection going forward. And like you said, against Arsenal, every counter attack was poor. The wrong pass was placed every single time. So yeah, it's a tough one for them. I don't know what they do. I think they should just stick with Roy, because I don't see it getting any better under anyone else.
But on to City, yeah, bro. You see Kevin De Bruyne, yeah, bro. He has 100 assists for Man City. Bro, do you know how mad that is? Do you know how mad that is, bro? Insane. I think isn't Fabregas on like one? Is it 116, 106?
Well, in the Premier League, Fabregas is on 111.
111.
Yeah, I just looked up. Obviously, I was looking at Rooney's stats, and Rooney's just underneath Fabregas. But KDB, he's coming.
Kevin De Bruyne has 100 assists for Man City. Obviously, if it's Man City, it means it's all comps. But bro, he is amazing. He's such an amazing footballer.
That's in 5 seasons. That's in 5 seasons. So
what's that? 20 a season?
And
easy.
Yeah. And you look at the way, like the assist he got for John Stones' first goal, the outside of the boot cross. Like no one else in the league is doing stuff like that. No one else in the league. So yeah, be afraid. Be very afraid. You look that want this title. Be afraid of Man City, because they only look like they're going to get better.
Alarm bells are ringing.
And this boy Foden, when he gets better, it's going to be a mad thing.
And they're doing this with no striker.
Yeah,
they're doing it with no striker.
I mean, they had a striker, but he's just not scoring.
So when Haaland comes, because we all know Haaland come,
bro. But also, I think that Pep has accumulated some of the best. Let me not over exaggerate. I thought Cancelo was the best right back in the world when he was at Juve, and for whatever reason he wasn't starting, because the guy can defend and go forward. I think it's only in the last 12 months he's shown what he can really do. Also with Ruben Diaz, I'd seen him for Portugal under 21s. When was the under 21s championship? Was it 2 years ago? And I watched him. I was like, he's good, but he's slow. He's come to this league, and he is badding it up, bro. Like, it's mad. He's good.
He makes it look easy. He makes it look easy.
And the streets are saying he's 23.
97.
He's a youth man, bro. You're the one. And I'm looking at him like, I'm looking at him, looking at him like Lindelof. We should have got your boy, bro, because like he's sick. But obviously, also it happens.
He's like
It's easy
Fofana.
to do. It's easy to do it when you've got an easier setup to actually play in or whatever. And yes, City for me just have the squad. Like Foden is for me the best youngster in England, and man was on the bench, calm against Palace, and it's just like, I don't know. They could come for it, man. They could come for this league, and I'm shook. Not that I think we're gonna win it, but it's like if you're top of the league with 3 points,
You got to fight for it. I got
you
to
have
say,
to-
I was
you
going
have
to say,
to
you
think- you
got
have
to
to
fight
think
for
that
it.
way. You know what I want?
Yeah. Do you feel more City? Do you feel more Palace, or should we move on?
I ain't got.
No, it's just City being City. We say this every week. It's just City just doing City.
No, I mean, we don't say it every week because beginning of the season they weren't playing like this. They were finding hiccups in the way they play. I remember watching City against Fulham, and they played against Fulham at home, and it was the most boring game of football I've seen. They were 2-0. They weren't playing like the way they do. I think bringing Gundogan back into the side has really changed that midfield dynamic, and it's working.
Yeah. For me, with City, in their first game against Wolves, when I saw him go with Fernandinho and Rodri, that told me something. That told me, you know what? I'm not going to let this defense cost me another league. And since then, they've obviously gotten Diaz. Diaz has taken to the league like a duck to water. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know how many clean sheets they've kept, recently, or since Diaz has come in anyway. So, yeah, they're looking good, man.
It's crazy because like every month you think a different team is in the title race. I remember when it was Liverpool were top of the league and Chelsea and Spurs were right behind them. Then Chelsea lost a couple of games and fell out. Then Spurs lost a couple of games. Now United are there. Now United have drawn to Liverpool and now City are right back in it. Boy.
Everton were missing a couple weeks ago. Funny things
David,
like that.
talk to us. David, talk to us.
Hey, Smith Rowe is good, you know.
Let's go.
He's a
bruv.
player.
Hey, give
He's
him
a
the
player.
number 10 shirt, bruv. Are you done, bruv?
Huh? Ooh.
Who's
Shall we
Smith Rowe?
there?
Smith
we go
Rowe.
there?
Bro, blood. You done, no.
Fair enough, man.
Hey,
Go.
Smith Rowe's a baller, you know.
Yeah, he did well. He did very well there.
That's another one from the Championship.
You're done, no.
Oh, it's
Come
nice.
on.
It's nice. It's nice for Arsenal. It's looking good. It's looking good. 2-0, 60th minute. Comfy. What were you saying, Robin? Shall we go there? You said.
Yeah, because started speaking about number 10s.
Well, last time we tried to talk about Arsenal's number 10, boss like Endo got involved and started bringing up Coutinho. So let's just allow the Coutinho talk for today. But it's official. Mesut Ozil has signed for Fenerbahce. I think it's pretty much a done deal today. He's left Arsenal. The contract has been terminated. David, how do you feel that saga, the Ozil saga, from when he signed in, I think, was it 2014 that he signed?
13.
Okay, from 2013 to now. Yeah, how do you sum up his Arsenal career? Very, very contrasting from when we spoke about a legend in Wayne Rooney. How do you feel about this player? Do you consider him an Arsenal legend or basically a missed?
I don't know, really. We started winning trophies when he comes, so... And I think... Well, let me bring up the squad the year before you come here, because I've got that right here, bro.
I saw a list. Somebody put up a list on Twitter today of all the players that Arsenal had signed since Ozil joined, and I looked at this list and I said, "Wow, you guys really did not back him." You can only point to like Sanchez and Aubameyang as like the top players that are going to facilitate him.
So, 2012-13 season before Ozil joined, yeah. Keeper Chesney, Abu Dhabi, Sagna, Mertesacker, Vermaelen, Koscielny, Rosicky, Arteta, Botowski, Jack Wilshere, Andre Santos, Giroud, Theo Walcott, Chamberlain, Ramsey, Monreal, Squillaci, Santi Cazorla, Giroud, Fabianski, Coquelin, Arshavin, Manone, Jenkinson, Frimpong, Javinho, Kieran Gibbs, Shamak, Park Chu-young,
Oh no!
Bentner, Dennis, and Joel Campbell, bruv. No, and this is when we got top 4 of these, man, yeah? Yeah. And then the next season, just add Ozil on top of that. Then the following season, just add Sanchez on top of that. Then the following season, we just bought Peter Cech, bruv.
Yeah.
Then the following season, I think 2017, did Sanchez leave? Or he left in January? That might have been 2018. He leaves the following whatever.
18 January.
Yeah, so it was just.
I just remember.
Bruv, you seen the squad there, bruv. Literally, I don't even have to search. I don't need to change. The squad was the same from 2012 to whenever, 18.
Hmm.
We should have won the league when Leicester won it, but Giroud, as Peter was explaining last week, went on 16 games without scoring a goal. Fam. Oh, Welbeck as well. Let's add Welbeck on top of that.
Oh, Welbs.
It's like, it's a failure of the club as a whole, man, that, you know.
Hey, you man signed Danny Welbeck. Pathetic club.
No, that's what I'm saying, bro.
I've just got one goal in the whole season.
So, and all Arsenal fans have selective amnesia, bro. Because I remember, bro, we're losing bare man, bro. Fabregas, Nasri, Adebayor. Who was it? Van Persie.
Paulo
We
Torre.
losing man, them, bro. Left, right, centre, bro.
Year after year.
Then Ozil comes there. Everybody was gassed, bro. Like, yes, we've got a world-class player at the thing. They won trophies, but then obviously the club didn't build on that. Can you imagine we had our front four? Aubameyang, Sanchez, Ozil. You got a young Smith Rowe, Saka coming through, bro. That should have been a sick thing, cuz.
And what's crazy, you keep mentioning the fact that Ozil came in and Arsenal started winning trophies, and people might think that's a small thing because it's like it was just FA Cups. But you got to remember, at Wenger's time, there was was it a 9-year period where Arsenal didn't win a trophy, and that was all anyone spoke about when it came to Arsene Wenger. They haven't won a trophy. They haven't won a trophy. I remember you guys went to the final of the League Cup against Birmingham, and you lost, and Birmingham got relegated that season, and it was just like, what is it going to take for Arsenal to finally win something? And then Ozil comes and the FA Cup start rolling in.
Yeah, so listen, it's a failure as a club, innit? Ozil will be whatever how it ended, political things, China thing, pay cut. It's a disgusting way for him to. And then the same day he's flown out to a thing, they start I don't know, obviously, if it was scumbag-ish, but they started promoting the Chinese New Year thing. I was just like, really, dude?
Yeah, I saw that. I was always.
I think, was he in the picture? I think no.
No, I didn't see him in the picture. I saw it.
But yeah, it's all bad, bro. Who's this missing sitters, bro? Lacazette, man. Pattern up, man.
And the thing is, there was one before that.
Arsenal's failed Ozil, man. So,
who do you want to get the number 10 shirt? Willian?
Look at this scum. You're absolute scum, bro.
You know, there was a time when he was Brazil's number 10. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. He could hold the shirt down well. Speaking of Arsenal number 10s, though, Jack Wilshere did just sign for Bournemouth, so he's going to be playing Championship football.
Sad one.
Yeah, it's another sad one, really. So looking at that period of Arsenal's midfield,
bro,
it didn't turn out how you wanted it.
With Santi, cause bruv, that midfield would have been sick, bruv.
Very sick.
Party in there, just get a DM, bro. That's all we needed. Arsenal failed to complete the puzzle. As year after year, I kept saying, we got defense, no striker. We got striker, no defense. We got striker and defense, no DM, bro. It's too long, bro.
And it got to the point you needed to go and buy the whole puzzle again, start from scratch. Because you missed the key pieces.
In the summer, Mustafi's gone. Who else is gone? Socrates. I don't know about David Luiz. Who else needs to get binned? Yeah, man, bro. So, boy, I don't know what's gonna happen going forward, boy.
Yeah,
you lot spend more peace, cuz.
You lot definitely need to clear out. But in the game, still 2-0. 67th minute for me here. Arsenal look comfortable. It looks like it's going to be another 3 points. Moving on. There was a West London derby. Fulham 0, Chelsea 1. Did any of you not see this game? Because I watched it, and I have to say it was probably the most frustrating 90 minutes of my year so far. It was terrible.
I didn't watch it, but all I heard that Werner watches on the all-time high, and
We'll get to Werner. We'll get to Werner watch.
and Ziyech is doing his thing. I saw Couscous actually young. I was like, what? I was like, what's happened here? I need to watch this game, but I haven't had time to watch it. So,
all right, cool. I'll break it down for you. Obviously, Twitter's going to Twitter, and they had every right to the other day, because Chelsea under Frank Lampard, it seems like we just don't know how to play football. We don't know how to build any sort of creative passing template through the middle. All we do is cross and inshallah. You know, that's the phrase that everybody's using now. First, it was used for Liverpool when they won the league. Then it was used for City when De Bruyne was just spamming crosses. Now it's used for Chelsea, but we don't actually get the crosses onto our forwards. We don't actually score goals. We just cross and inshallah. And I think SW6 ex London says the exact same thing as I felt. Never been so frustrated after a win. Chelsea was so bad in that first half. We just kept trying to get the ball onto Chilwell or Aspilicueta and trying to cross the ball in. Ziyech, the reason people are cussing Ziyech is because he was just like a headless chicken out there. Every time he got the ball, it was shoot or try spam across to somebody. And the crosses never landed when it came to inside the box. Like, we started with Giroud up top. Giroud didn't get a single header. That's always my most frustrating thing. When we ping the ball at Tammy Abraham's head 100 times, yeah, Tammy could not head a ball to save his life. And when we put Giroud on, don't do the crosses high. I just don't get it. When Werner's on the pitch, there's balls going across the box. When Giroud's there, they never seem to find him. So it's extremely frustrating. And I think obviously it boils down to Frank Lampard. There's a certain young Chelsea star boy, the one Callum Hudson-Odoi, who's been our best player for our past 4 games. Every single Chelsea fan was adamant that this kid should start. Even the Chelsea fans that don't like Callum. Well, not don't like Callum, but don't believe in the hype just yet. They were all like, you know what? No, I wouldn't. Do you know what? You can say that, but I wouldn't even call it that. Like, Pulisic was so sick last year that people just believe that he's going to be that guy again this season. But this season he's been whack. Like, you're talking about Werner watch. We should be on Pulisic watch. The guy's been terrible this season. Average performances upon average performances.
I'm not having that one.
Why?
Not having that one. Timo Werner has no. I'm not even gonna dignify that with the answer. Pulisic has been bad this year, but you see Timo Werner. Nah, I got my eye on that brother.
Okay. We can talk. Timo Werner has been poor. I'm not ever trying to say Timo Werner has been good, but bro, he's got more goals and more assists than Christian Pulisic. So tell me again where Christian
Pulisic has been injured for more periods of time. What are you talking about?
Christian Pulisic has played a handful of games.
Has he played every game? No, he hasn't.
No, he's played a large amount.
Werner plays more games and he misses bare. So
that's fair, but Werner didn't start and we were terrible.
Bro, so and the thing is that's bro, every time I watch Chelsea play and I see Werner 1-on-1, I'm like, nah, he's gonna score. He's actually gonna score this, and then he doesn't. And you got signed to score. Like,
Boss Ender says Werner has been worse than Morata, which is true. It's true because by this point, Morata in the first season had scored a hat trick. He scored a hat trick for Chelsea.
The reason I'm laughing is because you have to do a lot to be worse than Morata. And that's bad.
At least he has something going for him. At least in the air, if Aspi got the ball right, you know he will score. With Werner, like what's his thing?
Yeah, the thing is, the chance he had against Fulham was his thing. Everybody always says, "Oh, Werner's not going to get the space that he got in the Bundesliga in the Premier League." He got the space. He was through on goal. He ran 40 yards and he spooned it wide. That's a chance that if ever Timo Werner was going to score, it was going to be that chance, and he didn't. SW6 says, "I felt for Werner on that last chance. Confidence was low." But just to bring it back a bit, the reason I was cussing Frank Lampard for the team he set out, he benched Werner. Werner is low on confidence. He's not scoring goals. He benched him. He said, we need to win this game. And he played Pulisic. And as far as I'm concerned, Hudson-Odoi should have been on that pitch and not Pulisic. So that's the reason I was digging out Pulisic earlier, because he's not done it this year. He's not done it. As much as Werner's not done it, as much as Havertz has not done it, neither has he. So the issue that Lampard has, he needs to let go of his shackles from Callum Hudson-Odoi's feet and realize that he's our most creative player in the past 3 or 4 games.
No,
he's been the only one
that's just racismo, because I'm
You
so
think so?
sorry. No, as in I'm playing, but it's like, bro, how? Because I'm not. I used to believe in the Callum hype when Sarri was there. I don't believe it so much. I don't believe the hype so much, because I think in the cup games, I thought Callum, when Sarri was there, he was cold. I'm seeing him this year, and I'm like, he's easily your best, what's it called, winger, midfielder, whatever. But he's not wavy. Like Callum Hudson-Odoi is not. Oh, Bayern Munich are trying to sign him, so let's give him 200 bags a week or whatever you gave him. He's not wavy like that, but he's easy. Like, there is no reason why he should not be starting. That's where I am with him.
I think he's clear. I think when I watched this kid, I'm like, bro, if you were nurtured right, if you were coached right, he's going to be one of the best. Like the thing that separates him from all the other wingers that we have or that other people have is that there's some wingers who are fantastic creators. Maybe you look at Ziyech. There are some wingers that are fantastic goal scorers. Maybe you look at a Mo Salah, not so much on the creative field, but a goal scoring field. I feel like if Callum Hudson-Odoi was nurtured in the next 5 years, we could see him become a fantastic goal scorer as well as one of the best creators in the same player. Like, he's that good. And that's why I think Bayern are willing to spend the 70 million on him, because his potential is to be an all-round top-class winger. So, yeah, I think the fact that Lampard's not playing him is criminal. SW6 says Cho was man of the match within 5 minutes. I kid you not. No, he literally got a compilation. That guy came on for 10 minutes, and there's compilations on Twitter about everything he did. You would think he played 90 based on watching the compilation. Like, I
watched the compilations, and I was like, yeah, he's decent, isn't it? But he's not. He's not. I don't think he's like. I look at him and I look at people like, I don't want to say Foden because he doesn't play the same position, but people like Saka, and I look at him and Saka, and I'm like, Saka's got some mileage on him, you know. Like Saka creates from the middle, Saka creates from the wing. I'm looking at Hudson-Odoi that I feel like he's got a little bit of cutback to him. He might make a pass like in the 18, but he's not someone I look at and I'm like, yeah, this is definitely the guy. And that has to be what you're saying about coaching, because Lampard seems to have a lot more stock in his son than in any other player. Because Mason Mount seems to just, like, I feel like Mason Mount gets the love that Hudson should. Like, Mason Mount just plays every game week in, week out. And I'm like, Hudson-Odoi is better than all of your wingers, like, period. And he doesn't get love. So I don't know, man.
Easily. Boss Endo said Mount finally delivers with his first goal since September. I still don't rate this you. I think the thing is, Mason Mount is a very good player. It's just we play through him and we depend on him, and he doesn't deliver a lot of the time. And then when he does, he gets all the accolades. All of Sky Sports is like, oh, how amazing he was. Man of the match. What a player. Lampard came out in his press conference today and says, oh, the kid's only 22. When he's 25, how good is he going to be? When he's 27, how good is he going to be? And it's like, do you know what? He's good, but you can't depend on him. Mason Mount is not going to get us into the top 4 by himself. He's not going to win us the league. We need other top players around him. And the fact is, the guys that should be at that level, your Werners, your Hakim Ziyechs, your... I don't even know who else. Kovacic, those kind of players are not performing this season. Kovacic was player of the year last year.
I was just going to say, Oscar, doesn't it speak a lot that he relies on Mount, who wasn't bought, more than he relies on the players that were there before and those that were bought? I think that says a lot about Frank Lampard, because that's poor. Like, you haven't improved. You're like, I don't think. I feel like Kovacic was man of the match. It was not man of the match. Player of the season. Was it last year? Under Lampard. What's going on with Kovacic this year? I don't know.
3-0.
Does it count?
I don't think
it was out.
Yeah, I don't think
it was out.
Right, David, your
Yeah.
stream is behind, bro.
No, I wasn't paying attention. I've just seen it.
Oh yeah, well, I don't know if they're saying the ball went over the line. I'm not listening to it, so I
No,
can't. Really
it looks like it's gonna count.
Aubameyang again. He's back in the goals, bro. It's good news. News. Well, okay. There's a couple comments on. There's a couple comments on Mount. Footy Agenda says Lampard wants to do to Mount what Redknapp did to him back in his West Ham days. He's willing to sabotage Havertz, who should play centrally for that sake. Boss like Endo said Mount is a squad player. You can't win the league with him starting in your 11. Bring a foreign manager. Mount is barely seeing the pitch. That's a lot of talk. If Lampard was to get sacked, obviously his job's been under pressure. Does the next manager come in and start Mount every game? Probably not. The only two managers that I think are that gung-ho on Mount is Lampard and
Tough game.
I think Mount is a great player. But even you, Ernest, you mentioned Phil Foden. Phil Foden is way better than Mason Mount. He doesn't play every week. So why is Mount the man that must play every single week? Now,
and Lampard has the options that Pep has.
Yeah, it's a vanity project.
In midfield for sure. He sent Ross Barkley out on loan. He sent Ruben Loftus-Cheek out on loan, and he kept
70 million quid on Havertz.
He kept Mason here. So he believes in him. I feel bad about Mount because Mount was probably our best player against Fulham. But it just typifies the whole theme of what's wrong with Chelsea at the moment. We are so wing focused. We have nothing going forward centrally. Mount is supposed to be our most creative player, and he's not creative. He's not creative. So Chelsea are just like we're spamming crosses left, right, and centre, and we're not a good team for the amount of money we spent. That's pathetic. Boss like Endo said Ziyech is the Moroccan Charles General Murder at the moment. I don't think he's been that bad. Like I think the jokes are coming because we expected more from him. But I did say this when he first joined Chelsea, he had a great game against Burnley and even another good game against Sheffield United. And I said on this podcast, I said, guys, why is Ziyech not considered world class? Because if he performs like he does in those games every single week, then to me that's a world class player. But I said straight away, this must mean he's inconsistent because there's no way you're performing like this on Champions League against Real Madrid and then in the league in the small games. Must be days where you have off, and he's had so many off days.
Everyone was good against Real Madrid that year. Like all those Ajax players were good against Real Madrid. Like Frankie de Jong put Modric on the grass. Like it wasn't testament to any particular player. It's just good coaching and good players.
I can honestly say that I don't think these Chelsea players are being coached properly. I've come to the realization that Lampard's just not good enough for us to win the league. He's not good enough to take us back.
Are you Lampard out?
I told you guys, I'm never going to scream Lampard out. That's never going to be my thing. But if I look at what
It's in your heart. It's in your heart. That's all that matters.
Also, you can say it, you know. You can say it. You can say it.
Nah, bro. That's not coming. That's not.
You would have said no. You would have said no if you had the option. Let's put it like that.
You might as well say it while people.
No. The thing is, when you sack a manager, the right manager has to come in. So I'm not swap Lampard for any Tom, Dick, or Harry. It has to be a guy that is going to take us back to that level.
But you can still want him out until you find that solution.
No, because I want Lampard in to the end of the season. I don't want us to sack him now.
No. I'm saying you can say you want someone out in the next 5 years. The fact is, you want him out.
Yeah.
Whatever time that happens, you're like, it might not necessarily be at a time that's convenient to me, but at the end result, I want him out.
Circumstantial at the end of the day.
Exactly.
I think because if Chelsea are going to be a team that goes up to the next level and wins a league title, Lampard is not the guy that's going to get these players there. So essentially, it is what it is.
Oscar, you can say it. It's fine.
Nah, bro. Guys, you know the thing about me, yeah? You see the thing about me, Ernest, you're Mr. Non-sentimental. I'm fully sentimental when it comes to football. I'm all about the sentiment. I'm all about the story of the game. I want to know, the players' background, the players' childhood. I love all that stuff. I'm all about the sentiment. I'm the complete opposite. So, Footy Agenda said Ziyech stayed until he was 27 in the Dutch league. How good could he have been? But yeah, some players peak later. Some players peak later, so you just don't know. Maybe right now was the time where Ziyech was going to be it.
Don't hate on the Dutch league. The Dutch league's banging.
I mean,
Nah,
Robin, let's not go there.
I don't know about that one.
I don't
I
know
love the
about
Dutch league. I'll be on my own island.
Well, Connaughton, yeah?
But yeah.
And FC Utrecht. more power.
That's an FC20.
Vitesse.
All right, so Rotterdam and them, man. Yeah, I have no problem with the Dutch league.
Get out of it. Get out of it. Bro, Mason Mount went on loan to Vitesse and batted up the Dutch league. Like, he smoked it. So, I don't really know. What's that? Endo says, bang at the match. Well,
I'll say
stop.
that.
Stop being
My point is that, my point is that you get gems out of that league.
You do get the odd gem here and there, but the gems that we get to hit the ground. Boss like Endo said, Ziyech is a fake Coutinho. Allow it, Oscar. I mean, he's nothing like Coutinho. So I don't know what that's about. Like we'll see what Ziyech's on come the rest of the season. We'll see in it. When he has a full season, we can really judge. But so far, I'm not.
I genuinely believe like if you had like a Bielsa, I think your team would be wavy. I think you can see,
and that's it.
But you're because I feel like your strength is in midfield.
Yeah,
and for whatever reason, he is choosing to play Mount. Mount passes to the online winger, and then cross an inshallah. And I'm like, bro, Liverpool, Chelsea are better than that as far as the options you have.
We're so much better than that. The reason I came to the decision that I was like, you know what, Lampard's just not good enough, is every player we have right now is performing worse their talent level. Everyone. Kante, Kovacic, Werner, Pulisic, you name it, they are. Apart from maybe, Zuma, he's getting good out of Zuma. He's getting good out of Chilwell, maybe. Other than that, it's looking like, we're just not good enough. And we've got Leicester tomorrow. Guys, I am bricking it. I'm absolutely bricking it. Like I feel like we're gonna lose this game. B Arsenal Guna said, if he's already costing you, why would you want him to stay in until the ship sinks? Just because, like I said, he's got a much better squad this season than he had last season, and he somehow managed to get that squad into the top 4. I think it's only fair to give him a year. You know what I mean? Chelsea have been trigger happy for so long that it's like we're not this January. We're clearly not signing anyone. So bringing in a new manager, like what really is that going to do? Are we going to win the league this year? No. Boss like Endo said, oh yeah, AD, you're a disgrace. You let man get swarmed last week with the Coutinho argument.
Bro, wait, what was his statement? He said, what, Coutinho's better than Ozil? I can't signpost that, bro.
Yeah.
He also said he was integral to Bayern. I can't let that go.
I love Coutinho. Like I was sad when he left. I'm gonna shed a tear. But I'm not gonna lie on his behalf.
I hear that. You got to be honest, man. You can't just be saying everything for the sentiment. Boss like Endo, you got onto me for the sentiment, so now you can't be on this Coutinho sentiment thing. Let go of it. Let go. Yeah, I'm not even actually. I don't even want to sit here and talk about Chelsea anymore because it's such a depressing time. Like to watch such good players play poor. Robin, you wanted to talk about Werner. You can go ahead now.
I know. I thought you were going to talk about him because you said you wanted to speak about him later. I just
It's another massive sitter that he's missed in a game. Luckily, he keeps getting very lucky with this because every time he misses a sitter, it doesn't cost us. We always win the games where he has massive sitters. But in the games where he doesn't have sitters, he's completely anonymous. Like that Man City game, like that Arsenal game. He's just not in the game. And he's such a bad footballer. Have you seen him control a ball? Like his first touch, it's like passing it to a lamppost. It just bounces off him. I'm like,
worse than Lukaku.
What? Worse than Lukaku? Yeah. One of the things that I'd always thought about him was that, you play in Germany, so the efficiency is there. You're a German footballer. You play for the German national team. The one thing you should be able to do is have a decent first touch.
Austin,
decent
did you see everything? Did you see him in the World Cup?
Germany versus Spain and Germany versus Spain.
Did you see Timo Werner in the World Cup? I'll never forget. That was my first time watching him. I said, okay, like this is not what I expected, but hey, people said he's good, so he must be good. Then I watched him for Leipzig in the Champions League, not this season just gone when they went to the quarters or semis, the year before.
When they beat Tottenham. When they beat Tottenham.
No, that was last year.
No, was it?
Yeah, that was last year. That was last year, I believe.
Oh yeah, it was last year.
the year before, I was looking at this youth because everyone was talking about Upamecano and Konate and him, and I was like, I don't know. I don't see the hype. Then he banged 27 last season. I looked at the type of goals he was scoring. A lot of them were counterattacks, and he was finishing. I was like, okay, cool. So I'm looking at this season thinking Chelsea are going to try their best to adjust to him or whatever. And the game I gave up, I've not given up, but I've given up, was the Newcastle game. That's when I said, this brother needs help. Because I think Tammy got, was it 2 goals or 1 goal?
Tammy got 1 that day, and Werner missed bare chances.
Werner missed, and sitters. Like, it is him, Grass, goalkeeper. There is no one there. And I said, nah, I'm not invested in this youth like that anymore. I'm going to give him a season, but nah.
Footy Agenda says Werner is Salah without the goals.
I disagree.
Ex-London said he's not a bad footballer. Confidence is just low, and that can ruin any player. I agree with you, SW6. Confidence is low, and I agree that I do think he's going to start scoring goals eventually. Chelsea have to figure it out, and I think Nagelsmann got the best out of him because he played to his system. Like I was saying about Frank Lampard, Lampard is not playing to Werner. He's not facilitating Werner to do well. Like, we played against Man City. Werner played up top, didn't get a sniff, didn't get a chance, didn't get the ball. So the confidence I can allow for, he's going to miss a couple chances here and there, but he's never going to work at Chelsea if we don't play to his strengths. He's a system player. And as for all the other players, Lampard's got to figure out why they're not playing well, because it can't be the whole squad's fault. But
the same issues you have with him and Werner can be said for everyone else. Where is Havertz?
Where is Kai Havertz?
I'm asking, where is Kai Havertz?
Where is Kai Havertz?
And real talk, the only reason I'm onto him is because the game is the game. When Pogba came to the league, the very first Sky Sports Super Sunday, the day he arrived, because he came on Friday, we played Southampton. The very next Sunday, I was with Peter. We're watching Graham Souness grill this youth. Man was talking about, I'd never paid 90 million for a midfielder. The guy had played 1 game. 1 game. So for me, game. I'm on to Havertz.
No, and I accept it. The guy costs a lot of money, and he's a big money signing. Every big money signing in the league is going to get your criticism. It just comes if you don't perform. Simple as. So I'm not mad at that. My issue is the fact that, again, he's another player that Chelsea are not playing to his strengths. He's a number 10. That's his best position. We've decided to get a new guy who's just come off COVID, just joined a new country in a lockdown period, and you're playing him in a position that he's not 100% familiar with. He can play the 8, but that's not what we signed him to play. We signed him to play 10. And Chelsea go into a must-win game against Fulham. He doesn't start. Where 70 minutes in, we need a goal. He's not one of the 3 substitutes you bring on when he scored, 17 goals from midfield in the Bundesliga. Why? That I have to look at Lampard and say, what are you doing? You must be mismanaging the kid because he's not performing. I'm fed up of talking about Chelsea. Like I said before, I'm going to get back onto the rest of the results. I'm going to go through the rest of the results from the weekend, and you lot tell me if there's anything worth talking about. If not, we'll move on to the rest of the stuff, basically. Wolves 2, West Brom 3. West Brom an away win. Big Sam's first 3 points. Did you see this one? What do you think?
It's very worrying for Wolves. Very worrying for Wolves because I expect them not to score because they lost their number 9. Fair enough, but their defense, man, what's happened here? Because normally their defense is quite tight, but to concede 3 goals to West Brom in the state that they are in right now, it's a little bit okay. What's happening here?
Yeah.
Alarm bells, definitely.
Peak. Brighton went away to Leeds and won 1-0. Good, very, very good goal. I don't know if you lot saw it. They worked it well. It was almost like a Wenger ball, passing and moving. But Leeds, I'm surprised at them.
Leeds need to pattern up still.
Like McAllister,
David, you were at West Brom versus Burnley. How was that? 1-0 West Ham. Sorry, West Ham, not West Brom.
I was thinking West Brom.
Yeah, without West Ham versus Burnley. You were there. What was that about?
Snooze fest, bro.
Snooze fest. Fair enough. Sure, I can't stand Burnley, bro. I can't stand them.
Them man need to get relegated.
Worst team to watch in the league. If they're playing anyone, I don't want to watch the game. I just can't be asked.
A mid-table team, keep McNeil, and the rest of them sling your hooks.
Sling your hook.
Get lost.
Leicester 2, Southampton 0.
Leicester 2.
Yeah.
Disappointing from Southampton.
That was a good game, but yeah, Southampton.
I mean, yeah, without Ings, they performed before when he was injured. He wasn't there this week, and they came up against a good Leicester side at home, so I don't really blame them. Madison's goal,
because Europa League is gonna add fire to Peter's argument about Brendan Rodgers, which is sad. Because I think he's doing bits at Leicester.
Aren't they third in the league?
Yeah, they are, but I'm expecting a drop off. Either someone's gonna get injured, you know what's gonna happen, and then.
All right, full time.
Comprehensive, bruv. 3-0,
Yeah,
bruv.
very, very, very good performance. Arsenal played their best team and they've won comfortably. That's
Yeah,
nice.
Second half.
Second half indeed. While we're on the game, B Arsenal Guna said, guys, Newcastle without Alan St. Maximum is like a 5-year-old holding a £50 note and saying you can't have it. What, you out here stealing money from 5-year-olds? What's that about?
Wow.
Wow.
I think he's a nice guy.
No, but I agree with you, man. They have nothing that frightens you in it, really. Only the aerial threat of Andy Carroll, and he scored 1 goal. So how big is that threat? They don't supply Callum Wilson enough for him to do what he does best. So it's hard. It's hard for them. Hard times for Bruce. He needs to go. Obviously, Sheffield United 1, Spurs 3, Ndombele scoring a banger. Mourinho back to winning ways after drawing with Fulham. Oh yeah, by the way, I didn't even mention Fulham. Shout out to Scott Parker, because them man play ball, bruv. He's got them moving. And if it wasn't for that red card, there's no way Chelsea would have won that game.
Yeah,
so
I really like their midfield.
And Greece has been, for me, one of the midfielders of the season, man.
I'm annoyed though.
All-winning monster.
I'm very annoyed because I wanted the Fulham to start. Because now we got them Nets on Wednesday, and it's just now they're gonna be annoying for us.
Yeah, Fulham's not easy. Arsenal got the lucky draw.
Yeah. SW6 X London says Ndombele could be the best CM in the league when fit. What do you guys feel about that?
No, he's definitely up in terms of skill set. He's up there. But
The best.
No, one or okay. The D.
Don't put one of in there. He didn't say one of.
He didn't.
We'll wait and see, man.
Yeah. Give it time.
His form has improved. Let's just say that.
His form has improved, but he has been here a year. Like, it's not like he just came last summer.
But let's relax. The guy played and scored against Sheffield United. Let's relax.
I mean, but
That's what I'm saying.
it's not just that, though.
Form.
Bro, my man has been coming off for 60 minutes in most games. Let's relax.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's going to be the best, fam.
No, not you, David. I'm just saying, SW6, you're my guy, but bruv, let's
Pump them brakes. Okay, guys, based on this weekend's performance, who is team of the week?
West Brom.
West Brom, bruv.
Yeah, West Brom.
Is it? What, the penalties are doing it for you? Like, yeah? Okay. Yeah, to be fair, a win away from home.
To Sam Allardyce, bro.
Allardyce, I rate that. Adrian, you in agreement?
Yeah, let's have a decent a good victory against Southampton, but yeah. I think
Hey, no. Adrian spot on Leicester.
All right.
Leicester over West Brom. All right, so we've got
in my head, I thought you said Leicester. No, Leicester for me are the team. Like that performance was amazing. Like Southampton have been climbing up, and Leicester just said, "Nah, not today."
It's good you mentioned Leicester.
Harvey Barnes is slowly becoming one of my favorite players.
Yeah, I've liked him for a
just
while.
a nuisance.
Double figures in goals for Harvey Barnes. He's double figures, man. He's proven that he can add end product to his game as well, and he looks like he just learns. He looks like he's getting better every game, like he's just learning. You know, sometimes sitting under the tree of Brendan doesn't always produce bad things. Sometimes it's good things.
Because Vardy can't hold that burden until he's 40. Do you know what I mean? Somebody has to step up and ease the loads.
For real. I heard Vardy's injured though. I'm hoping he doesn't play tomorrow because
he's yellow. 5%.
Yeah, he's gonna play.
Yeah. If he wants some WKD on his fire, he's good to go, man.
Man said WKD. Okay, we're moving on to player of the week. Player of the week. Footy Agendas gave us a suggestion. Player of the week. I don't even know who this is.
It's La Liga, the Super Cup.
From that name, you can only play for one team. Because them man, them basketball have got these wild names.
Man says not only does he score the goal that ties the game and takes it into overtime, but he manages to get Messi his first red card.
Did you see what Messi did?
No.
You just don't want to be there no more.
Talking about clothesline from hell, he literally he got tapped on the face. I can't remember what he did, but he pissed Messi off. So Messi just came from behind and just whacked him down and said, "I'm not having this."
I hear that.
I'll recommend you to watch it because
I'll check it out.
Messi was not happy.
It's about time Messi turned heel. It's about time. It's about time.
Apparently he's not John Cena. Apparently man's been heel, but just to make a wish. No, ask Alexis Sanchez, he'll tell you.
Adrian, you're funny, man. Who's player of the week, guys?
I've got
John Stones.
Oh, good shout. Very, very good shout. John Stones, clean sheet, 2 goals. Adrian, who you said?
I was gonna Stones was actually in my thinking as well. But I was gonna pick up the left back union. I thought James Justin has quietly had a 6th season, and I think he was good against Southampton as well. Bearing in mind, Leicester sold Chilwell for 60 million quid. Haven't really missed him. And then I think Luke Shaw was good as well. And then Stones was also in my thinking as well.
Man said the left back union. You're funny.
Got big him up, man. I'm gonna go Stones for the fact he scored twice, and he's had a sick run of form, and he's bench reported.
Yeah, it's accumulative because obviously it's not just this game. He had an excellent game, but he's got it because he's been in the side. He's been keeping clean sheets. City looks solid with him there. So, yeah. Any other suggestions?
No.
All right, John Stones, player of the week and goal of the week. Who's got the goal of the week, guys?
Good one.
Ilkay.
It was one of them City goals, bro.
It's Gundogan or Sterling, bro.
Stones again.
Top.
I was gonna say on Dembele.
Nah.
I did prefer Gundogan to Ndombele. I'm not gonna lie.
Gundogan, bruv. Top bins, bruv.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Madison had a very good finish. Aubameyang's goal, second one. Wait, second or first? First one. Very good.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm Gundogan still.
Gundogan's finish was.
I hear that.
That was a finish.
SW6 is Ndombele. Adrian, what are you saying?
I'm going Ilkay, man.
Yeah, Ilkay Gundogan is goal of the week. I agree to 6-6 goal. And another player who's just turned it up for City. It's working. And lastly, David. He's not that guy.
I don't have one for this week.
You don't have one?
No.
Oh, come on.
Apart
He's
from
not that
Messi,
guy.
who's just had a Met, which listen, I'm not really bothered about it. I don't have. There's no worthy one this week. I think everyone's behaved themselves.
Mm-hmm.
SW6 X London said, "Nah, man. Do you know how hard it is to score Ndombele's goal?"
Sure.
I hear that, brother.
I hear that, but I like
But-
bangers. Bro. When I see a banger, bro, a banger.
Not even that. Not even that. Joy is for me. I'm not even sure if Ndombele meant it. You know, I feel like he's trying to hook it back across goal. I feel like he's trying to hook it back so Kane can head it, and then it
This
pings
guy.
in. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a hater. But yeah, for me, it's Gundogan.
Chelsea fan.
Probably that's what
I
it is.
don't have one for this week. I'll be clutching at straws, bro. No one
I hear that, man.
Themselves.
No, to protect the dignity of the trophy of the awards. Yeah, man. You can't just be giving it out willy nilly.
Yeah. You can't be
Earn
giving
it.
out winnie nilly.
The sanctity of it.
Yeah.
I respect it, bro.
What you're
Nah,
saying? No one is not that guy.
Adrian knows how to waffle, you know.
I'm-
The maddest revisionism.
Footy Genders has made a good point though.
For your agendas. All right.
I don't think it's not that guy worthy, but
Well, let's just read it. Not that.
Go back to you.
Go back to what?
No, carry on.
Oh, okay. Pretty agendas. Not that guy. English refereeing. The same week, Mark Clattenburg admits by mistake to refs favouring Fergie. Paul Tierney blows the whistle with time on hand. The moment Thiago puts Mane 1-on-1. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That was disgraceful. He blew the whistle. Now, normally when people blow the whistle when someone's on an attack, it's like after the time has gone anyway, but you're supposed to let play go on. He did it 5 seconds before. That was a bit shameful. I'm not gonna lie. But...
Plus the Luke Shaw incident against Burnley. Plus Harry Maguire's disallowed goal for God knows what reason. All of that accumulated this week. I was like, nope. What are we doing here? The fact that we have to, here in Italy, are the only 2 countries where we have professional referees, and we're doing this kind of nonsense. Like, come on, guys. If everyone can see it, you can see. I know it's not worthy, but I was just I wanted to moan about this week because the Harry Maguire goal was one that really got me annoyed because I said if we lost that Burnley game, it was literally sheer due to poor refereeing.
Yeah,
I just watched the Ndombele goal again. He didn't mean that.
Thank you. Thank you. This is what I'm saying.
Because if it's not Lo Celso, it's Lamela. Someone's in the middle next to the goalie, and he's trying to make a pass. He didn't mean that goal.
This is what I said. He tries to hook it backwards behind him into the box, but it just goes in. That's how I felt anyway.
Yeah, man.
But I'm sounding like a hater. I remember last time I did this, you lot called me a hater. So, SW6 says, I'm not going to lie, Paul Tierney fair. We'll give him a small one. Paul Tierney, you're not that guy. Sort it out. Blow the whistle when the whistle's meant to be blown. That's it. All right, cool. I'm going to move on and we're going to do just a couple predictions for the upcoming fixtures. Tomorrow, Chelsea play Leicester. What are you guys thinking? Scores, goal scorers, what are you saying? Leicester at home.
Leicester win, bro.
Saying draw.
Chelsea
saying draw. I'm gonna say draw. Robin, that's a decent shout. We drew there last year 2-2. I can see it being something similar. On Wednesday, Man City are home to Aston Villa. Obviously, top of the table game there. What do we think? Villa playing their first game for a long time. They've had COVID and they've been playing kids in between that. So, what are you saying?
City, bruv.
I think Villa will get a result. You know.
Mm-hmm. I think as well.
For the simple fact that they've been rested the most, not because of anything else.
I don't know, man. I think City are too strong. I'm gonna go City win. Anyone else? Adrian, Robin?
Yes,
I think they'll get a result.
I feel it'll be 2-1 City. It'll be tight, but City
cool. All right, Fulham, Manchester United, Wednesday night also.
It will be tight, but we'll win.
Yeah. Yeah.
I tell you what, they're going to play. You're also quite lucky that Robinson got sent off because he's a very good left back. Like, he's very good. Chelsea were very glad for him to come off the pitch.
To be fair, we've got no one to come on the right anyway, so it's it doesn't really make much of a difference. But
unless Mad makes his debut,
I'm worried about the midfield battle, especially if actually, you know what? I think we can match them. I think we can match them in midfield.
I do think United will just be too much for them. I think you guys will want to win, and you'll go for it.
To stop giving the ball away, though.
Who's this?
No, but this is Bruno. This is Bruno's game, though. Fulham at home. Come on, this is Captain Bruno. This is where you do it because he's going to perform, man. He's going to perform in the big game. So far, Bruno hasn't really done it, but in this type of game, that's his bread and butter. Yeah, I think that's it for all the big games. Next week, Tuesday. Next week we've got FA Cup next week, innit? That's what it is.
I think it's FA Cup and league games. I think. I can't remember.
No, so the league games I've just read out are all midweek, and then there's FA Cup on the weekend. So the only prediction I want to do is Man United, Liverpool, FA Cup. What are you saying? Who's going through?
I need us to get knocked out.
Yeah,
you're not on it.
Yeah? About the FA Cup.
You man are not on it. Even though
I need to see 21. If I see 21, I'm cool.
But
I'll take that.
The thing is, Robin, a couple weeks ago, it was you that brought up the fact that Man United haven't won a trophy since what, 2017, is it? Or 18?
I brought it up and I said that's
17.
fine. And it'd be nice for Lee to win a trophy at the same time. But, however, we are first and we need to go on and try and do something here. I don't think we're going to do it, but we might as well try. If I see 21, I don't win the FA Cup. I don't care if we win Europa. I don't care. Bring me anyone, I'm satisfied.
I think Liverpool will be thinking the same way as you. They care more about the league than the FA Cup. And I think because of that reason, Man United will beat them. Because I think your second team is better than Liverpool's second team. Adrian, any prediction for that?
You know what? Actually, no. I still fancy us.
Yeah, you're just holding on by a thread at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah, I guess so. We haven't got much to offer. Like outside of the front three, it's gonna be what, Origi, Minamino, Shaqiri. Come on, man. Come on.
I hear that, bro. I hear that. I think that is all for Top 4 Podcast. I've got one last comment here from Boss Endo who says, "This is what I mean by United fans getting carried away. How can you not win a trophy 4 years in a row and try to throw away a trophy? You're embarrassed. Footy Agendas is on the same thing. Ernest, you're never too good for a cup. Look at Pochettino's tenure at Spurs. Guys, they don't care about the FA Cup."
The thing is, Boss like Endo is talking like this, like Klopp didn't bottle his first 2 FA Cups.
Facts.
So if you want to talk about
and the one last
Man United fans are embarrassing, ask your manager why every time he played in the FA Cup in January, he got clapped out.
And the League Cup. He bought all the domestic cups, Klopp.
So I don't know, bro. Has he won a domestic cup since he's been here?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, 2021, isn't it? FA Cup.
So for me, it's your bread and butter. If you win the league, then you say that you're champion of England and you're the best team in England. So always takes priority over the cups. Cups will be nice then.
Yeah.
But if you could do something about
you know what it is? The top teams back in the day, the Manchester Uniteds of old and the Chelseas and whatever, they've never had to sacrifice the FA Cup for the league. But right now, we just don't have a team of that quality that is that good enough to fight on 3 fronts.
I think also what you have to factor in as well is like at the moment the FA Cup isn't eating into league time, if that makes sense. So pretty much everyone's going to be playing on the weekend FA Cup. So I think at this moment in time, because it's not necessarily a detrimental to the league, I'm all for it.
What's like Endo just said, Klopp didn't play a strong team. He didn't care.
He was even in the stadium.
We've won the Prem and the UCL, so now it's justified. Yeah, that's the point they're making. That's the point Robin and Ernest are making. If you don't play a strong team, they can try and fight to win the league, which they're top of currently.
I think what he's saying is you're good enough, so you might as well just take what you can get. That's basically what he's saying. I hear that though. I hear that. If you phrased it that way, I'd be more of a fan. But I think that is all for Top 4 Podcast this week. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the video. Peter was not around today because he was at the Arsenal game, probably playing WWE songs or something. Yeah, make sure you follow us on Twitter. Make sure you like the video, like our channel, and subscribe and share to all your mates. Any last words, guys? Mr. Welling Garden City.
What's Welling Garden City?
Peter's got fans of Welling Garden City. Ask him what is he going to pay next? Mr. Worldwide, Mr. International, baby.
All right, peace, people. In a bit.